Hey guys, so today I'm going to present my art portfolio from this semester. So all the artwork that I've done for all the assignments we have. I don't really have them in order, it's just random. But the first one I'm going to show you is our Bug Ugg. Okay, so this one was a science standard because it's a bug. It was about insects and how insects are symmetrical, so we had to make it symmetrical on each side. It's called designing because we used a Sharpie and there's not really any color, it's just black and white. We used Sharpie, pencil, erasers. I used a lot of eraser. And scissors because we cut it out and then we glued it onto a new piece of paper. So that's the first one. The second one I'm going to show you, I kind of like this one. Was our mixed media project. We had to make a puppet based off of someone from history. This is supposed to be Sacagawea. I tried to make her dress and it ended up not being like big enough, but I'm proud of this half, the top half. I thought it ended up looking pretty good. This is a social studies standard because it's based off of history. This one was like the very first one we did. It was based off creativity. I did it on the wrong kind of paper, but we had to make a alien trap. Okay, so this is my alien trap. It's kind of like a wind bag, so he opens it up and it sucks the alien in. I was actually kind of proud of this because it was our first one we did, and I liked how it turned out. Oh, and it was a I don't think we didn't do a standard for that one. So the next one is the oil pastel project we had to do. This is Lady Shark. She is a shark that has patterns of a ladybug. It was a language arts standard because we had to write a short little narrative to describe her life. And I talked about how she always stood out and she didn't fit in and she didn't have any friends because she looked different and no one wanted to be her friend. But then one day she found a coral reef, and coral reefs are so colorful and every fish there is different, and that she fit in just fine. I didn't really like the oil pastels. It took me a couple tries to get this because they get mixed real easily and they get all over your hands, but it worked out in the end. This one did not turn out how I liked. This was our art project. I was assigned surrealism. So for this one I used drawing paper, pencil. I did pencil first and then Sharpie, and I used markers to color it. So it's supposed to be like, so I found, when I was looking up surrealism examples, I saw a picture where it was like, I don't know if you've seen the Narnia movie where the water like comes out of the picture frame and floods the room. It was supposed to be kind of like that, but with fire. And it didn't really look like how I wanted it to, but there it is. This one was probably one of my favorites. This was our watercolor project. So we had to have a foreground, a background, all of that. It was an expressionism. Okay, because we were supposed to make it unrealistic. So like my trees are purple and green or pink and green. You know, my house is orange. Yeah. I think the river was supposed to be purple, but it actually turned out looking kind of blue. We used white drawing paper, watercolors, water. I did it in pencil and Sharpie first. And then I used a little bit of salt in the river to give it a little bit of texture. It kind of ran down here before it dried, but yeah, I like this one. This one is supposed to be my stamp. It's not that great. It took me a couple tries. I figured out what I did wrong. The professor actually said I needed to make my lines deeper, and I think it's because I didn't use a wooden pencil. I used a lead pencil, mechanical pencil, so that's why I had trouble. And I had trouble coming up with the design, so this one's kind of funky. But we used a styrofoam plate to draw the stamp on, and then you colored marker on the stamp, and then you pressed it onto the paper after you put some water on the paper, I think. Yeah. And it was it had a math standard. And the watercolor one was a social studies standard. I don't know if I said that because it was geography, mountains, and landscapes and stuff. I don't know if this one was really on our list, but I know I did this one wrong. It was supposed to be based off of the shape that we were given in the textbook. I misunderstood that, but I thought it was a cute picture, and it's a good one because it's Christmas. I started off with an oval, and I added on from there and made Buddy the elf. And then this last one, this one was my 3D printing. He kind of fell apart. His wings fell off, but it was my butterfly. She did not survive, and one of her antennas fell off too. But this was my butterfly. The 3D printing was, I think it was a science standard. I don't remember. I think it was a science standard, because we were doing, we all had to do animals. 4-legged animals. Alright, well, that was it. Thanks for a good semester. I hope everyone has a good holiday. Bye!